Hey guys, what's up? Thanks so much for stopping by, or if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy that you found me. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you all of my favorites from the month of October. We are approaching Halloween. I'm like not the biggest Halloween fan, but I'm just excited to get over that hump because November 1st, my tree is going up and I am so excited. But let's go ahead and talk about all of my beauty favorites from the last month, starting off with foundation. I am wearing pretty much all of these products today. I will be inserting demos as we talk about them. First up, we have the new foundation from IT Cosmetics. Not new, but it's like their newest foundation. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation Plus Skincare. Improves bare skin in 2 weeks. If I'm being completely honest, I didn't even read on what it's supposed to improve because it's very rare that I find a makeup product that claims to improve skincare that it actually does that or like creates a noticeable difference. And that could be on my part just because I will do foundation for a week and then go on to another foundation and then another foundation. But for this month, I really have only been sticking to this foundation and I haven't noticed anything new with my skin, but I still love the actual foundation for its coverage and formula. So this says that it has a water-like texture, medium coverage, natural radiant finish. I would definitely say all three of those claims are true. If you are curious, I mixed light neutral at 22 and then medium neutral at 33. I've always been a huge fan of the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC cream in both the original and then the CC Illumination. I don't like the matte. I don't like the Your Skin, just like normal foundation that comes in the tube. The texture of this is just perfection, even better than the CC cream. It has a very liquidy, runny texture. I do apply it with the, I don't even want to show it because it's really dirty right now. It needs to be washed, but I'll go ahead and post a photo of the brush right here and link it down below for you guys, the brush that they recommend using with this. Works great with your hands too. And another one of my favorites, oh my gosh, I am not prepared today, is the Kokie Cosmetic Sponge. That is another favorite for this month. You'll see me applying the foundation with that sponge. It's just your traditional teardrop shaped sponge, but it is the squishiest, floppiest sponge ever. It just has such a nice texture to it. If you do prefer more of like a firmer, firmer point, I was gonna say tip, I can't get it out now. Firmer point of the beauty blender to get on your under eyes. I don't know how much you'd like the Kokie Cosmetics one because the Kokie one is very flimsy, but I actually really like it because then I can manipulate it into my hand like the exact point that I want. It's such a good sponge. I just wish that Kokie Cosmetics was more readily available in stores around me. I tend to have to either order from their site or on Ulta. I'm not quite sure if it's available at Ulta yet. Either way, I'll find all the links that I can for the sponge and I'll link it down below. But this foundation, if you love just an everyday comfortable wear foundation that you can build up, I think you would love this. I don't know how it'll wear for oily skin if you don't like a more natural, dewy type of finish, because if you look at this foundation up close, the amount of just shimmer in here is kind of unreal. You don't see actual glitter on your face, but the finish reminds me a lot of whenever I go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter as a base, or whenever I mix that in with my foundation, or use any sort of glowy primer. For instance, the Laura Mercier Radiant, or is it Radiance primer, if I mix that with the foundation, the finish of that is very similar to this, the finish of this foundation. It is just such a beautiful, glowy, dewy finish. I absolutely love it. If you have normal to dry skin, I think you would adore this foundation as long as you're not looking for anything that is full coverage, but something with more of a high, medium, buildable coverage. I really think you would enjoy this foundation. I actually have several products from Danessa Myricks. I did do a video reviewing her Vision Cover Cream foundation a few months ago. I still love that. Now, if you're looking for something opposite of this, something that still feels weightless on the skin, but you want full coverage and you've never tried that foundation, you're missing out. I think you would love it. I'm not sure if she sells the sample sizes on Beautylish, but you can get $5 sample sizes of her foundation on her website. And with how little you need of her product, I think a sample size would probably last you quite a while. But I actually received several bits of PR from her recently and I was over the moon because I picked up one of her foil shadows, her Vision Cream Coverage Foundation, and I thought I got something else, but I've had several other products on my wish list for a while, and you guys, when I opened that PR box, I was squealing because her products are so underrated in my opinion. I know lots of professional makeup artists use her products, but I just feel like whenever it comes to YouTube, I don't hear too much about her brand, and I'm not quite sure why, because she makes incredible quality products. So these are her Lightwork highlight palettes. I have both. oh wait, yeah, Lightwork and Lightwork palette too. This one is definitely more for medium to deep skin tones, but if you have more of light to medium, fair to medium, you would love this one. The formula of this, in my opinion, far exceeds the Anastasia highlight palettes. Why is that like the main highlight palette that's coming to mind? There's a million more. You still get a very high metallic shine finish, but something about it is just more natural. It's definitely more builder friendly than some of the Anastasia highlighting palettes. Obviously you can go in with a really light hand with those, but I just find that some of those highlighting palettes just get intense so quickly. Whereas this is very buildable and the tones are just so flattering on so many different skin tones. So today I have a mixture of smooth sailing and then no prob. No prob is more of a deep, intense, bronzy tone. It's amazing as eyeshadow too. I did just a full monochromatic look one day using a matte bronzer in the crease, and I went in with this on the lid and then used this as a kind of like highlight bronzer blush all in one. It was so pretty. I do want to do a full face of Danessa Myricks coming up soon, so definitely stay tuned for that. But y'all, if you have been on the hunt for a highlighting palette, this one retails for $42. I decluttered my Anastasia highlight palette. That one you got 4 pans, and I feel like it was probably around that same price. This one you get 6 different shades, and I'm telling y'all, the quality of this is just unreal. It's so pretty. So that's the Lightworks one. Here is Lightworks 2. As you can see, you have way deeper tones. So if you are more on the, I would say tan to deep range, this palette would be amazing for you. I have actually used Sweet Saffron as an eyeshadow before too. It's just this amazing crushed copper shade. It is so beautiful all over the lid. I do have one other product from her. These are her Power Bronzers. As soon as I popped these open, I knew I was gonna love them. The packaging I actually really like. It's simple. I think the only downside is I do kind of wish it had the clear cover, kind of like the MAC blushes. That way I could see rather than it flipping over for the label, but that's not a big deal. So I go between light and medium, but I would say I tend to use medium even more. So I just kind of wanted to give you a comparison with the Huda Beauty Tantour, which is one of like my most used bronzers, and then the Physicians Formula Sculpting Bronzer. If you are looking for a great cream bronzer from the drugstore, this one is amazing. The only downside is it comes only in 2 different shades. I have mine in Toffee. So these two prior to this one were my most used cream bronzers. While I still love them, I think it's the fact that this is newer to me, but also I have always been such a huge fan of warmer, reddish, orangey type of bronzers. I don't really go in to create cut contour lines. I just like to add more warmth back into the skin. So the tones of her bronzers are just perfect in my opinion. They are so creamy and foolproof, so blendable. You can build them up. The formula of this, I would say, is closer to the Huda Beauty than the Physicians Formula. While this is really easy to blend as well, I just find the Danessa Myricks one to be much more emollient and forgiving. It's even softer blending wise than the Huda Beauty one, which I will forever love the Tantour bronzer, but there's just something about this formula that just melts right into the skin. But just like with those 2 bronzers, my favorite brush to blend these in with is the e.l.f. Cosmetics Ultimate Blending Brush. It's $6. I talk about it all the time, but it's the best cream complexion blending tool on the market in my opinion. I have so many high-end brushes and I always reach for that $6 brush. I have talked about the original ultra rich original ultra rich cream skin food before. There's a lighter version, but this is the one that I like. It is very rich and thick. You only need a tiny bit. If you're someone, we've talked about this before, but if you got like a crusty weenus, extra dry knees or ankles, this is great for that. I like this more than Bag Balm. Bag Balm used to be my go-to, but sometimes the scent of that is just too much. This smells more just like a very natural herbal type of product, but I actually use this on my face. I'll take a tiny bit and I just really press it into the areas that I'm getting dry. It's been getting really cold here, which is so nice. I was so over the humidity. I saw a meme the other day that said Texas weather is like calling out Powerball numbers. We went from like 92, 84 to 52. Layden had baseball yesterday and it got down to 43 degrees. The weather is all over the place. So I like to apply that a few minutes before my makeup, and then right before I go in with my makeup and my sunscreen, I applied this. I'm not gonna lie, whenever I did unbox this from the Glossybox advent calendar, which if you missed, I'll go ahead and link it here and down below, I wasn't like disappointed, but it wasn't one of the products that I was super excited about, but I've been getting so much use out of this. If you love a water gel type of moisturizer, you would really like this one. It does kind of remind me of like Belif Aqua Bomb. The texture is very similar to that. So after I go in with this, I like to let this kind of soak into the skin, but then almost just to reactivate the moisture from it, I'll go in with this all over my face. It's the 3-in-1 moisturizer, plumps, primes, and protects. It really is the most ideal moisturizer before makeup, whether you have dry skin or oily skin. Since it has more of that like water gel type of texture, you're not left with like heavy residue sitting on top of your face. But if you're like me and you've been having issues with dryness, try mixing these two together or layering them. It's very, very nice. Okay, moving on, I have 2 products from Nabla. This is a newer line to me. I know it's been out for a while. It is sold at Ulta now. The gloss that I'm wearing today, I love the packaging of this. This actually reminds me of one of the glosses that I recently got from Style. What was it? I think Romance, where it has this cute clear lid with little like gold flecks in it. This is their Shine Theory lip gloss. I got a red shade and then this nude, which definitely is unique to my collection. Whenever I reach for nudes, I tend to go for more rosy, mauvey nudes or just more like warm toned nudes. The scent of this though is so freaking delicious, but you have to like coconut. If you hate coconut, stay far away from this because this smells like straight up delicious coconut, just yumminess. Oh, and it's so glossy without being sticky. As you can see, it is very, very nude, but the formula of these glosses, so good. I realize a lot of us aren't wearing glosses because we're wearing masks, but like whenever I'm around the house or filming videos, I still like to wear and I still appreciate glosses. So this has been a winner for me. If you guys have any of these and you have a specific shade you recommend, definitely let me know down below. Oh, the formula is just so good. Okay, and then the other product that I got from them, this is the Cupid's Arrow Full Color Stylo. So I'm so annoyed. I must have like rolled under my vanity. I'm gonna find it and I'll swatch it for you guys. There's several shades in this, but my favorite are Arrow number 3, which is this amazing rich plum shade. And then this one that in the tube, I thought it was gonna be like way more pale of a nude. This nude is perfect for my waterline where it still adds brightness without just having like super harsh contrast. But this shade here is amazing. I've been smudging this on my upper lash line and just kind of creating a shadow wing out of it. I still adore the Mercier Caviar sticks. I don't know if I love this more. That's hard to say just because I have been such a diehard fan of the Caviar sticks for so long. But if you love those and you haven't tried these yet, I think you would really like these as well. They are, I would say, not creamier. Maybe it has more of a wet consistency than the Mercier ones, but just like the Mercier ones, once you blend them out and they set, they stay in place all day long. This shade is just so beautiful, especially on brown eyes. I always love anything plum or red. I feel like it really brings out any bits of hazel or green that you might have in your eyes. The packaging of this is very simple, but I like it. I like this little gold barrel type of, or not barrel, I don't know, wrap around this barrel part. I'm not quite sure how many shades there are in the collection, but this one has definitely been my most used. The black is also great if you're just looking for something to tightline that doesn't transfer on your lower lash line. I did have one other kind of like lifestyle favorite that I wanted to share with you. These are the Drew Huggies. These came in the latest Miranda Fry launch. I have been loving them. Whenever I did an unboxing over on stories, a lot of you guys had questions about them, were wondering if they're heavy. Obviously they are gonna be heavier than something like the super thin Leslie hoops that I wear from them all the time, which were sadly discontinued, but these are still very lightweight and comfortable. I preach about not being able to wear heavy earrings all the time. I love these so much more than I thought I was, not because I didn't think they were pretty, but because I tend to gravitate towards bigger statement earrings. I just love a bigger hoop. The chunkiness of these still give me just like the statement that I like. So if you have been on the hunt for good quality Huggies, Miranda Fry makes some amazing ones. As you can see, they're just thick and chunky. They're so freaking cute. I've been wearing these nonstop. I absolutely love them. My rings are Miranda Fry. My necklaces are Miranda Fry. I pretty much always wear Miranda Fry jewelry. I do have a coupon code with them. I'm pretty sure they're still doing free shipping in the US as well. So be sure to go ahead and link my pieces down below. But yeah, if you ever have questions about my jewelry, 99.999% of the time, it's Miranda Fry. In fact, I did do a jewelry collection video a few months back, so I'll go ahead and link that here for you guys if you are interested. Since then, she's launched even more pieces. I tend to always unbox them and review them over on stories. So if you are curious, you can always give me a follow over there. Okay, I just have one let me grab it. Other product, this is totally random, but we actually got an Airbnb. We were supposed to go in September, but then things got mixed around with Keegan's work, so then we weren't able to go until just this last week in October. It was amazing. It was right outside of this town called New Berlin, which I think only has a population of 450 people. Our house was just on some land. We played by the creek all day. We just cooked at the cabin. We roasted marshmallows at night. It was exactly what my family needed. But I just wanted to pick up a few card games to play. Keegan, my husband, and Landon, my son, they do not like board games, which makes me sad because I absolutely love board games and they just don't care for them. But I can get them to play card games with me. So I had seen great reviews for this on Amazon. So this is Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. Pizza. It's essentially like slapjack and what else would you compare it to? I don't even know if slapjack is really even a good comparison. You basically deal out the whole deck to everybody playing and then you take turns flipping the cards over. So you say taco, cat, goat, cheese, pizza. And anytime the card that you call out, like if I said goat and this is goat, everyone has to slap it and the last person to slap it has to take the entire deck that's been laid out so far. But then there's a few action cards as well. For instance, there is it woodchuck or gopher? I can't even think now. Okay, so there's gorilla. Whenever gorilla comes up, you have to beat on your chest. Before you put your hand down, narwhal, you have to like clap and make a horn at the top of your head before you claim the card. And then, oh my gosh, where's the other one? Why can't, oh, it's groundhog. Did I say chipmunk? Whatever. Groundhog, you have to knock on the board twice. But we decided to play with a little bit of a mix of a rule to where you had to like go, like make ugly faces and like awkward groundhog hands before you claim the card. It's just an easy, quick, fun-paced game. It's silly, but it's fun. I think if you had a bigger group of people, it's even more fun because you can't help but get competitive. If your family hates you like mine hates me and they won't play board games with you, that's a good option just because everybody likes to see other people look dumb, right? Also, if you guys are curious about this eye look, I did do an entire video on it that I'll go ahead and link right here if you guys want to check it out. Anyways, there you have it. There are all of my favorites from the month of October. I hope you guys all had an amazing month. If you didn't, that's okay. We're starting a new month and we're starting with a clean slate. It'll get better. But as always, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. If you haven't already, I would love if you subscribe. That way you don't miss out. I cannot talk today. Miss out on any future videos. And that is it for this one. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.